Hello. Let's figure out what the fuck's going on with this thing. Are you live? Hello? I'm not live yet. I'm a fit. Well, I'm on, but I'm not live. I'm live, but I'm not live.
She goes, I'm knocking at your door. Oh, were you? You're calling me now. Yeah. Your dogs are right for you. Yeah. You're like you're knocking at the door. And she's like, I was ringing the doorbell for 15 minutes. I go, whose house are you at? Because
you know, the deal is this. All right, we're gonna do a lot more. We're gonna go fishing here tonight. Mentally fishing. That's why I'm broadcasting. I'm not even really planning on having a long show. I don't even know. I lost my good microphone, so I can actually broadcast to you guys tonight. So I'm sorry if you hear a bunch of backfeed. I apologize. There she is. Hello. 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 It's broken. Nope. Nope. It's working. Sweet. I'm not live. I'm live, but I'm not accepting any action just yet. What the fuck is going on with this camera? My camera's going goofy again. I hate webcams sometimes. They don't have good life expectancy. There you go. Hello. Hello. You know, it's a great night. Great night for a walk. Even better night for a beer. But not to be too frank, but every night's a good night for a beer. Good evening. I'm actually trying to promote the show right at this point. I'm live, but I'm not live. I don't have any viewers. I don't really want views at this point. Thank you. Thank you. All right. You right? You live? You're watching? Cool. Nice to know, bro. I'm on the air, big dog. Watch me now, Jerry. Just for you, Jerry Phelps. I'm live on the air just for you, bro. It says you're watching, but are you really watching? Thank you. I don't know what the hell is going on, but apparently it says you're watching. Boy. Oh, you're probably at work, honey, but that's all right. I'll let you watch just because I love you. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Ben's on. Good to watch you too, Ben. Good dude. I'm promoting the show like crazy before I discuss any major league topics. All right, here we go. Welcome to the show. My name is Chris Schrader. This is the world according to Chris, and you are very drunk. I don't even know why I'm broadcasting because there's nobody home.
Are you live?
Yeah, I just started.
Oh, how many viewers you got?
No, I don't even think anyone knows that I'm broadcasting. Hello. I just lost my camera feed, I think. Good to see you. Oh, yeah. Hello.
Stop your shit. No, your jokes are not funny.
All right.
You know where you took them off?
As soon as, what the fuck is this thing doing? All right, anyway. Hey, Alan Drozdowski from Kowalski. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all you all. It's a good night to be alive. Good night to be broadcasting. Good night to be, well, not smoking and drinking, just drinking. I don't smoke, so that's a great idea for me. I'm good on beers for the night, though. I'm pretty tired. I gotta go to work tomorrow, really early. And tonight's gonna be an early bedtime for this old goat. Unless you want to, you know what? You want to go home? You can go home. Eddie, come here, girl. Shit. Thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
Where are you going, Liam? Roscoe? See you, buddy. All right. Thank you. Welcome. You know, it's my favorite show. It's my own show. I'm your broadcaster. Let me know what's going on. If you want me to discuss any politics, I'll discuss politics. All right, you want me to discuss music, I'll discuss music. Anything you want me to discuss, I'll discuss. It's up to you. You're the viewer. You are the viewers, I should say. What's new? Not much here on this.
Chris.
Yeah.
Would you like anything from Dairy Queen?
Yeah, anything with chocolate.
Okay. Like a chocolate cup?
Yes. I don't eat a lot of Dairy Queen, so I wouldn't know what's there other than ice cream. One of my servers for the World According to Chris just asked me what I wanted. If you guys got some ideas, send them my way. I'll gladly do what you want me to do. Don't smoke. Promote the show if you want. I'd like to send a shout out to Mr. Jack Baker, the IHMC. He's a good dude. He's my buddy. Jerry Phelps is another one. He's another great guy. You know, he's jealous of me, actually. You know, I'm much cooler than he is, but that's okay. Jerry can't help it.
Hello.
And
Hello, dear.
I'd like to send a shout out to the biggest punk ass drunk that I ever met in my life, but he's one of my favorite people ever. Even though he's not much of a drinker anymore, Joe Bavenzi. He's my boy from a long time coming, whatever you want to say. He's a great guy. I love the man. He's like a little, actually big brother. He's helped me through a lot. Joe's he's a lifesaver, really. Thank you.
Hey, baby.
I don't know who's watching, but it doesn't make a difference at this point. As long as spread the word, share the link in your pages. I can't share the link with your friends because I'm not mutual friends with a lot of them, probably. Share the link and I'll help you out. In passing, a lot of people have asked me that have gotten requests from Christopher Schrader on Facebook. It is my other account. It's the account that I will mainly be using for the show promotion and such. I won't be using that I won't be using that page for anything more than the show stuff. So don't send any group invites, don't send any game invites to either account. Really, I don't really respond to them, and I don't really like them. Don't send any event invites or anything like that to that account because I won't respond to them on that page. That's my that page is only for show use only. As far as motorcycle club event stuff, you could promote that stuff on the page. Anything that you'll hear me mention on the show, feel free to promote the page. But don't send me game invites, event invites, unless it's motorcycle club or something related to something that I'll attend, and I'll promote on the page. Any GoFundMe things or whatever that you have going on, as long as it's within reason and within the rules I've set on the show, and anyone that's a seasoned viewer knows what I mean by that. Please feel free to send me anything you want, as long as it's within reason. Now, speaking of that other page, people have asked why I set up this new page. 2 reasons. On this personal page that I do a lot of the other stuff on, where I post songs and random babblings on Facebook and whatnot, I wanted to do something that separated the world according to Chris from, I wanted something to separate joking from serious. The world according to Chris is something I take very seriously. And for what it's worth, it's all right. Nobody can see me for some reason, so I had to adjust my camera. For some reason, when you're posting random songs and joking posts about people, sometimes people don't take it seriously. So that's why I did it. And on top of, I wanted to do something that kind of made it a little bit easier for me to do something that separated my show from my personal life. Because the show, even though I'm not making money off of it, I consider it a job. Because it is something I am taking seriously, and I want to do something outside of a puck on my the puck from my speakers is having trouble, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with that as I'm typing. Talking ready. There you go. Now I can hear you all. Oh, there you go. Just lost the camera. Just lost it.
Beautiful.
Hello.
Beautiful, Julia.
I have to wear wired headphones while I'm doing this because my wireless don't like to work with this type of stuff for some reason. So, what the hell is up with these headphones?
Bye.
These speakers are in bad shape. I gotta get replacements.
Woo!
That's not really on my list of things to do for the show, though. That's in general, because I'm tired of having not working speakers. Now, I'm going to spend 2 seconds talking about this, and then I'm going to go down to the next topic because I really don't care.
Oh, Jesus, too. Is anybody even listening?
Yeah.
How many listeners you got?
4 viewers.
Wow.
I don't even know how to address this. NBA free agency. Don't really care because the Bulls are going to tank this year anyway, so it really makes no difference who they get. Noah was leaving at the end of the season, whether Rose was traded or stayed. Pau Gasol was leaving, whether Rose was traded or stayed, or Noah was traded or stayed. Everyone knows my opinion of what's going on with the Bulls, so it's really not really much to talk about at this point, other than the fact if they don't tank, they're stupid, to be honest with you. Really stupid. In my opinion, I think if now, first of all, if anything, if this is going to be this could be Phil Jackson's make or break season. If you can't, if he.
It was because I was downloading something.
If New York doesn't do something this season, Phil Jackson should be fired immediately. That's.
You want to know if Charlie
That should be. That should be the
It would
story.
be nice, but it's not a big deal.
I'll look at it right now. Because honestly, Charlie, if I don't put now, we all know
No.
the truth. I'll forget. Pretty sure I had some-
Fired immediately. That's how it should be.
Oh my God.
Derrick Rose is a shell of who he used to be. Joakim Noah has 2 bad wheels, and he has bad shoulders to boot. Chicago ran him into the ground. I am sad to see him leave more than Rose, because he did kind of run that. He did run that team in Rose's absence. Unlike when Noah went down, at least the Bulls made it to the playoffs, and when Rose went down. That's all I can really say about that. But not for much, but New York has proven, even with a guy like talented player like Carmelo, they can find a way to lose with anybody. But that's more or less because their GMs or their owner James Dolan's a complete retard. But that's beside the point. If they had an owner that actually knew what he was doing, he would have actually done something with the team that's actually made them consistent playoff contenders instead of cellar dwellers 15 of the last 18 years.
Look at the championship. Right.
They but it is what it is. Why is that happening?
Does this work for now?
I can't find a good one right now. It's like that's how it's used in it.
Why is this old show?
I can get you a better one. I saw there's a whole bunch of the other guys going over there.
I'm trying to look at old audio show from. Thank you for watching. I can't tell because I'm trying to do some stuff while I'm on the air here. But yeah, I can't stand James Dolan. But he's the biggest reason I can't stand the Knicks. Any owner of a franchise in any pro sport that criticizes their fans for being honest is an asshole. And James Dolan fits that description. I hate Pat Riley, but I can't, as I get older, I can't really blame him for why he left. Because he wanted the same thing that guys like Tom Thibodeau are getting in Minnesota, which actually Tom Thibodeau wanted that in New York, and New York, just like Riley, refused to give it to him. So that's why he's going to Minnesota. He's going to actually make them into a winner. When you got a guy who's a proven winner and wants to take a franchise to the promised land, which even though Tom Thibodeau couldn't do that with Chicago, at least he had a consistent playoff team in Chicago, which is more than the Knicks have had in the last 20 years. They've had 2 finals appearances. Actually, none. Only with a 1 finals appearance in 20 years. They had one 22 years ago. Then they had one 17 years ago, actually. But since 1999, they've been in the playoffs twice. Yes, Mom?
Want some mac and cheese?
Yes. The Bulls are what I think Chicago's got to do is they got to tank. That's the bottom line. That's the skinny on Chicago. Everyone, oh, you're not a fan if you want your team to tank. Well, when your team has scrubs playing for, jockeying for the starting position, yeah, it's time to tank. Chicago's had ample opportunities with most of the guys that they had, including Rose and Noah, to go farther than where they went, and they haven't capitalized on it. It's time for a change. It's not just on Gary Foreman or John Paxson. It's on the Bulls as a franchise. Jerry Reinsdorf needs to take accountability too. And that's the bottom line. You want to know something? People want to say, oh, it's just on Gary Foreman, John Paxson. The Bulls have had problems since John Paxson was a player and Gary Foreman was not even a name in Chicago's team history. Thanks, Mom. And bottom line is this. Chicago needs to do something. They need to do something fast. Because honestly, it's ridiculous that a team, even with the guys that they had when Tom Thibodeau was coaching. It's ridiculous that they're losing. It was ridiculous that they did as poorly as they did. They have the talent to win, and it's the GM doesn't write the plays in the goddamn book. The owner-operator, the owner of the franchise doesn't write the plays in the book. That's the coach's job. But at the same time, it's up to the players on the court to utilize those plays. And if the players on the court can't utilize those plays, it's on the players. All right? So the deal is this. Stop blaming Garrett Foreman. Stop blaming John Paxson. Stop blaming Fred Hoiberg. This past Bulls season was not on Fred Hoiberg. Okay? The Bulls were inconsistent all fucking season long. There were games that I watched where they blew 25-point leads and lost. Okay? When you're in pro sports or any sport and you have a lead that big and you blow it, I'm sorry, but you deserve to lose. Plain and simple. Point blank, whatever analogy you want to use, you deserve to lose. There is no excuse for that. Oh, I came up short. That's bullshit. Oops, I gotta turn that off. Stupid fucking speakers. Hold on one second. I gotta put my headphones back in because they just fell off. My God. You know, that's any team that can't keep leads with the talent pool that Chicago had going into this season. They don't deserve to make the playoffs, let alone win games. Bottom line, you don't play like that and expect to win. When you have your foot on the gas, you keep going. And you know, I'm not the most you know, I'll put it to you like this. And being from a family where, you know, even my parents are not that they never played sports in their lives, but to say we're competitive in pretty much everything about life is an understatement. Here's the deal. I don't care if I'm playing against my own mother. If you put somebody out, I don't care if you are playing against your own mother. If you're out there and you're paid to play and win, even if you're not paid to play and win, even if it's beer league ball, you go out there and you go out and play your best and win. No, none of this. You know, I tried. When you have your foot on someone's throat and you have a chance to win the game, you take advantage of it and you keep going and going and going and going and going. You keep piling dirt in the grave. If you can't do that, you don't deserve to win. Beer league ball or being paid to play, there is no difference. When you're a loser, you're a loser. I can accept failing, and I can accept not trying. I can accept failing, and I can accept, you know, coming up short. But I can't accept that bullshit. Oh, I tried. I tried at a 25-point lead going into the fourth quarter, which was another game this season with the Bulls. And they still lost. That to me tells me right there, oh, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And then you have Bulls fans. How can you call yourself a true fan if you say your team doesn't belong in the playoffs? It's called being a realist. Look at the goddamn Warriors this year. 73 wins in the regular season. But you know what they won in the playoffs? Nothing. Oh, they won the Western Conference, but did they win the championship? Nope, they fell short. Know what that made them? That made them the first loser. That's what that made them, the first loser. That's not acceptable. That's macaroni and cheese right there. All right, I'm gonna give you an analogy. I can devour this whole plate of macaroni and cheese in 2 minutes, but I choose to take it slow and devour it like a responsible adult, for starters. But I take this scoop to my lips like it's my competition. I'm not rushing through anything, but you know what? I don't need to. I got him on the ropes. I got my foot on their throat, and I'm slowly taking it to them. All right, and here's the deal. When you're slowly taking it to somebody, you keep going. The problem is sometimes you forget, oh, I don't have the speed. Well, you know, it goes like this. Like I said, I don't care if you're playing against your own mom, dad, brother, sister, whether you're getting paid to play in a real league, it's organized like the NFL or NBA or whatever. Beer league ball or being played to play ball. If you got your foot on the throat, you keep it going and you keep winning. You keep whooping ass, taking names. Making excuses because you lost is not good. I'm not going to bother saying it's not cool because it isn't cool. Everyone knows that. No. It's like in professional wrestling. They call the guys that are paid to go out and lose every night, they call them jobbers. All right. 300 days a year in his prime, Hulk Hogan would come out sometimes in the main event and wrestle a jobber and beat him. All right. Now, if professional wrestling was an actual real sport, there's probably some jobbers that would wipe the floor with Hogan. Maybe not so much in his prime because Hogan was pretty jacked and he's also 6'8". But here's the deal. I'm not privy to these excuses. I'm going to show you something. Scotty, what are you doing, Bubba? Scotty is breaking a balloon. I don't know why, but he is breaking a balloon. Now, if he was a human being, aka like the Chicago Bulls, he would have let off and let that balloon suffocate him. But he's going to wait till he breaks that balloon to shreds, and it's no longer capable of doing such. And I think he's already done that. Because, you know, that's about the biggest thing my cat's ever killed in his life. But that's another story for another conversation. Oh shit, I forgot. Gotta invite this dude to watch. Thank you. I like you too, Brad. You're a great guy. I like all my friends, all my Romans, countrymen, Jews, Christians, Yiddish, whatever you are, as long as you ain't fucking, as long as you're not ISIS, I don't mind you. I don't want any ISIS watching my show. I don't even want my my cat watching my show because he's kind of a jerk. But he can't help it because most cats are jerks. What the hell is that? So you know, I'm trying to live life the only way I know how. Watching and broadcasting for my friends. Even though she's not able to watch right now because she's in bed sleeping, but she already told me she'd watch the replay when she had a chance. Like to send a shout out to my. Actually, she's still like a lot. Well, she's still awake, but she's getting her kids ready for bed. Dawn Hood, thanks for being a loyal friend, and thanks for well, everything really. You're an amazing person, and if I had a dollar for every time I said such, I'd probably be a billionaire. But I'd share the profits with you. I'd like to send a shout out to Brad. I felt he's a good dude. Another one of my buddies. Valerie Perrin. I love her to death. She's another one. She's a great girl. Me too. I love myself. Hold on one second. So, as I sit here and slowly devour my dinner with my cat, I just breathe, wait and see. Me and Jerry Phelps, my best buddy. I love Jerry Phelps. He's a great guy, actually. No kidding. He's my man. I love my buddy Jerry. He's my boy. I would give him my left arm if I could. Nah, I wouldn't. Nah, I would let him suffer. No, I wouldn't do that to Jerry. Seriously, I love Jerry. He's a good dude. He's a class act, actually, to be honest with you. Jerry's one of my top friends on the planet, and excuse me. So while I'm here, I'd like to send my deepest condolences to Mike Dentino and his family over the loss of his brother this week. My thoughts and prayers with you, brother. You're a good man. I know you have your differences with a lot of people that I don't need to bring up over here in the air, but you're a good man, and I appreciate you and your friendship. You're a good man. I like you a lot. You're a good man. Thanks. If you need anything, you can always call me, text me, or whatever. Reach me out here tonight because I don't have my phone on me tonight. That goes for any viewers. I don't have my phone on me tonight. Unless you have the house number, which I'm not going to give out over the air. Please, if you have anything to talk about, give me a call. I do have an application open on my computer so I can see text that I would normally receive on the phone. But just to let you know, God bless you. So what I'd like to say, oh my God, this is cool. If you have kids, I just got informed that the water park's open around night or afternoon, rather. I don't really go to the water park, so that's really useless information to me, and I'm not going to be home till 5:30, 6 o'clock. And I hopefully will have a phone on me at that point in time, my phone. But no, you know, you're a good dude. I'd like to send another shout out to a good buddy of mine, Mr. Chad Putney. He's a good dude, and he's someone I respect also. And get well, Chad. I know you're not feeling the greatest these days, but you're another one. Give yourself a pat on the back for being a good man. Thank you for everybody. There's a lot of people now, to get back on a subject that I touched on a few episodes, a few shows ago. A lot of people that know my past background have also asked my opinion on what's going on with the state, and I've touched on this a few times, but I've had a few new viewers that know my background that, you know, probably haven't taken the time to watch every episode of the show that's ever aired, but about the state's decision to have all the workshops closed in New York State by January or July 1st of next year. My opinion is this. Me personally, I think that's another foolish move, and along the lines of every other foolish move this governor has made since he's been in office. Personally, my biggest gripe is this, and I mean no disrespect to a lot of my friends who may be watching who are also in these kinds of places. Even some of the better, and I'm going to say better functioning because I don't want to offend anybody, even some of the better functioning people in those workshops are not capable of holding a real job. And it's not necessarily because they don't have the skill to do it, but because, you know, what people don't understand about people with disabilities is just like every other, you know, person in this, you know, every other group of people that have been discriminated, every other group of people that have been discriminated in this country or anywhere else, they are held accountable far more than, you know, than some people who aren't really discriminated much. It's easy for people who are quote unquote normal functioning people to go about their day, you know, and go bounce from job to job, and 9 times out of 10 you're likely to find something quicker than a lot of people with disabilities or even minorities or whatever. You know, you get the picture. And by closing these workshops, you take away that environment. You take away a surefire job placement for these people. And let's face it, there's some people in these workshops that some of them don't know how to tie their shoe, let alone some of them sadly don't know the alphabet or something. You know, a lot of us, even people like me, take for granted sometimes. And I'm not perfect, but I know my capabilities. I know I'm, you know, I could have found, you know, me even now I could have found some better paying than I'm doing now, but I enjoy what I'm doing and I get a lot of perks from it. And like I said with the show, I'm in the middle of doing something where hopefully this show will be in a way better pay rate than I was ever making at McDonald's or making today. It may not come tonight. It may not come next week, next month, or even next year, but it'll come. But it's a very sad time to be an advocate for people with disabilities. It's a very sad time to be maybe a parent of people with disabilities that are transitioning out of the school setting and going into the work world, because at least back when I was transitioning into the work world, at least I had a place to go. If I could have done things differently, I probably would have done what I'm doing now a lot sooner. But that's what separates me from a lot of people. I mean, there's not a lot of people who were in my position. Let's say this was 12 years ago when I was transitioning into the work world. There's not a lot of people who are in my position that, you know, get to go for beers after work or get to go out with their buddies and do the things that I do. And, you know, regardless if it's too much or whatever, that's irrelevant to the big picture, because, you know, there's not a lot of people that get to enjoy the freedoms I got. And even if you're not one of those people who drink or have the freedom to go from place A to place B, like I do, when you take a surefire job placement, even if it's only peanuts on the dollar, you take away an environment where these people can learn to get the tools that they need to eventually make it to a place where I was when I started at McDonald's, to even get to the place where I am now, where I'm doing what I'm doing with my uncle. It's sad. It's unfortunate. And I joke around a lot in these broadcasts because, like I said, it's my show and I'm allowed to do what I want. But at the same time, this is a subject that's near and dear to me because I was one of those people who actually got to go out and advocate for others with disabilities. And I knew that this day would come. But you never would have thought even 10 years ago that it would be coming today. You thought it would be another 20 years or so. So it would give individuals with disabilities, a chance to thrive even more than they have even since I started, with the ARC many years back. I remember even going as far back as when I was learning advocacy in Ann Lindsay's class in first grade. One of the first things I learned was a technique called Hoyo. And that was long before I would have even thought of owning my own home. Hoyo is an acronym for home of your own. And there's another one called NIMBY, not in my backyard. There's so many acronyms I could throw out there, and there's acronyms I forgot about until I thought about them today. Just now, it's because I've said in the past, advocacy is something that, even though I'm not active in a lot of groups right now, I know that it's something that I take near and dear to my heart, and it's just like a fire in my fire in the belly. Um, you know, I do what I gotta do for my community. I've broken my body, literally speaking, in some respects, because I've tried to, I haven't always been a, thank you, Sarah. I haven't always been the best influence on people. Hold on 1 second. But I know what I bring to the table, and I know that there's a lot of people out there who, unlike me, won't have a chance to make it and enjoy the prosperity that I've had, even from the last 12 years of my life. It's something that I take near and dear to my heart. It's serious to me because it's something that I've spent, literally speaking, years, almost years upon years on the road. I've missed family parties. I've missed chances to go out with friends. I've missed a lot of stuff because of advocacy. And I don't regret a minute of it, because, if what I've I'm going to change microphones. If what I've learned in advocacy, is something, if it's, if it's something, if it's some, it's something I take seriously, and it's something I take seriously because it's something I've fought for my entire life. And I don't mean to push the show in the direction of promoting for people with disabilities, but if it helps the community in general, then I don't mind it at all, because at least I know. Come on. Oh, I hate this freaking computer sometimes. Hello. Hold on 1 second. Come on. So it's something I take seriously because I've spent so many years of my life trying to do it, and make things better for everybody with disabilities and people in general, to better appreciate or understand people like me. I'm not perfect. But I've never thought I'd do this over the air, but I'm gonna give my story. From a person with disability standpoint, not the drunk guy you see at the bar, or the guy selling jobs like my uncle, but the advocate, Chris Schrader. Okay. Let me. I'm gonna give my story. Just give me a second here. Like, I'm not used to doing this over there because it takes me, you know, as courageous as I am, it takes a lot of courage to bring this up over the air because it's not something I do very often. I'm gonna give you a little backstory of how old my life was before I started with the ARC. Started from the age of 21. I'm not gonna bore you with my life story before 21 because from an advocacy standpoint, it's totally useless to everybody. And don't make fun of my bald spot, by the way, deceased, I know you're watching. My story starts on February 5th, 2004. I was admitted to Strong Memorial Hospital. I had a shunt revision. 2 days. I had a shunt issue because I have a VP shunt for drainage of water in the brain. What I'm going to say will shock a lot of people because there's a lot of people that know me that don't know the story for real, other than what I've told them and joking around in bar stories or what in person, just in various areas in the community. I was admitted to the hospital February 5th, 2004. I was dealing with a massive headache. It started a few days earlier, but I kind of let it go. It just got worse as time went on. I was in a transition program for people with disabilities in Spencerport, New York. Anyway, I spent a couple of days in the hospital before they decided on a Saturday afternoon to operate. Anyway, the first surgery, they didn't place the tube in the right place, the shunt tube in the right place, so it made me very sick. Then the second time, they didn't connect the wire correctly and caused me to have basically what could be considered a stroke because the doctor nicked a nerve and I lost feeling on my left side. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks and had an extra week added into there where I had a physical and occupational therapy. Didn't have speech therapy because I didn't really need it.
So shall it be.
But I went to outpatient therapy where I got feeling on my left side back. I don't recall much of the hospital visit because even when I was healthy, or not healthy, but even when I was with it, I kind of didn't have real healthy state of mind at the time. I was pretty screwed up. Anyway, originally, before I was hospitalized, I was supposed to go to Rochester Rehab to go to work for them. And when I got out of the hospital, basically they told me to fuck myself. They weren't interested. And from that day, I've kind of, anytime anybody's ever offered to help me out through that agency, I've given them the finger and told them to fuck themselves in return, just like they told me. CDR, fuck them too. That's my opinion. No, next subject, but we'll get back to me here. I gave myself, I recovered a lot quicker than a lot of people in my position, considering how out of shape I was at that time, and I'm still out of shape. I'm actually in shape. I'm round, kind of fat. As I eat this ice cream over the air, because I'm a fat slob. Okay, CDR, Center for Disability Rights. Anyway, where do they fit in my story? I'll get into that later. But where I my anyway, after I got out of the hospital, and all my therapy and stuff was completed. I finished my transition program and I started shadowing at the Arc of Monroe County. And after a couple of months, I started there full time, and I stayed with them for 6.5 years. I joined a ton of advocacy initiatives through the ARC. I joined a couple groups through the ARC. In the meantime, before then, in high school, I hooked up with the Advocacy Center, which is now Starbridge. And a lot of my services are hooked up through the Advocacy Center / Starbridge, as they're known now. I have not a bad word to say about them. There's very few people in the world. Janet Austin is a hero of mine. She is who made that Advocacy Center big in my life. When I was even going back before my story and how I got bigger and advocacy started, when I was in high school, I was doing a program through BOCES. What was it called? Transitioning into the work world that Janet Austin did. Basically, it was a program where you learn the basics of how to conduct yourself in the community to get you prepared to go to work.
Why did you see a scary movie when you were home alone?
Janet Austin was a huge influence on my life. Shayla Wallace, who is now Shayla Norton, Jem Blaze, Carlos Quijano, who are all going to watch this show at a later time. I know that because they told me. I've been blessed infinitely because of Starbridge Advocacy Center. I've never had any bad experiences through them. Even my worst service people through that agency were better than a lot of people. Now to finish my dinner. I know it's kind of a sick thing to do, but I'm putting on weight now. I'm fat. I'm a slob. For what it's worth, there's a lot of people who have been a part of my success, who have always when this program gets accumulated and concludes, so far for a shortened program, I'm gonna have about 16 viewers. That's amazing, considering I started it so late. That's awesome. I'm gonna keep it going until I get more viewers. I'm watching it through the Facebook stream here. I have a lot of memories that I've made through different agencies that I couldn't thank them enough. Janet, like I said, Janet Austin's a hero. She is truly a champion for people with disabilities. And the day she retired, the state of New York, I think she moved to Florida, by the way. That's why I'm saying the state of New York. But the state of New York lost a great advocate and for people with disabilities. And I didn't tell her. I've never told this to her, but I know she'll find it out because we're Facebook friends, and she'll watch this later. I lost a mentor, so to speak. And I know she's a phone call away, or maybe not a Facebook. She's a Facebook chat away, and she's just somebody I can go to in a heartbeat because that's who I. How did she know Daniel DeLucine? Huh? You know. That's awesome, Mrs. Janet Austin. Oh, she's back in Rush. Never mind. I thought she moved. I'm sorry to hear. I guess she's back in New York. I didn't think she was. I just saw on Facebook she's back in New York. Huh. Well, I guess New York didn't lose his advocate then. That's awesome. That's great. Greatest news I've heard all day. I guess I didn't lose anything then. That's a beautiful feeling. Janet Austin's a great person. There's a lot of people. Joyce Steele, great person. If you could name probably everybody in the roster that transitioned over to LD. It's now the building that's now the company that's now Starbridge. Anyone that transitioned over from the Advocacy Center into what's now Starbridge. If I know them, chances are they're a great advocate for people with disabilities, and they deserve a lot of props. You know.
A vision of
A
loneliness.
road that will never cross over.
Pain in the ass. No. Look, such in the ass. That's the fastest ever happened to family in the last 50 years. I was born in the last 50 years, Mom. No.
Due to hang out with me.
Oh.
You know. Yeah. Hey Valerie, how you doing? She's on Facebook, another friend of mine. No, I got some better news. So there's a guy who is a complete pansy ass, and he's a good dude. Like, what is she smoking? Well, I know what she's smoking. Who cares what she's smoking? She's a coot. You know, share the link. If you put all my feelings on Gary,
Why don't you two guys stop
Very
before I
cool.
smack you both in the head?
if you put all my feelings of Mario Cuomo into a bottle, if you put all my feelings on Andrew Cuomo into a bottle, and you could actually bottle it, you'd probably make a pretty potent beer. Because I can't stand him. You know. Yep. 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 Wow. No. Wow. You know, it's sad. I don't want to bring that up in the air. But so I guess Dawn's watching. That's awesome. Just saw that on Facebook on my Verizon text app. Which is don't try and call my phone. I won't answer because it's not with me. You can text my phone because I got the Verizon text app on my phone on my computer. No. Now, as far as being an electrician, I wouldn't recommend it. But I know a guy that you can get work from. Not me. if you're watching the show, you know who I'm speaking of. But yeah. So anyway, big reason I haven't been broadcasting lately is because I've been out working till 2 o'clock in the morning. Today and yesterday are the first days I've been home. Actually, today was the first day I've been home before 6 o'clock in a week. But
We're watching the future episode.
I'm gonna give you a, and I just think am I jammed here? No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not jammed. But I was jammed. You know, Mike was making weird noises, which you guys can't hear, but I can. Anyway, that just about wraps it up for me. Good night, and keep it cool and copacetic. And if you're out partying tonight, make sure you have a couple for me.
Episode comes out tomorrow night.
Remember, eat your brownies. Eat your brownies.
Come over here and we can all watch it live. We can make popcorn.
Don't forget to smoke a little bowl for me if you're a smoker, to make up for my share that I won't be smoking ever.
Smoking right there.
But and don't vote for Cuomo next time he's up for re-election. All right. Vote Gary Johnson for president, actually, because he's got more brains than Trump. I hate to say it. Part of the reason I actually I like Trump more than Hillary, but I just got turned down to Gary Johnson. You know, actually, the biggest reason I'm turned on to Gary Johnson is because he's a great speaker. You know, I gotta turn off this fucking microphone real quick because I can hardly hear. You know, I'm gonna change some mics real quick. All right, there you go, folks. But I was gonna leave the air, but I changed my mind. You know.
Oh. You know, it's something that I feel good, and I don't know why my feed decided to change the way it sounded, but I don't have any reels anymore. I just lost the last of them. I don't know if they have any subscribers watching, but I have I had one person watching that was really big into the show. He was sharing my link with people. But anyway, it wraps it up for me. Thank you very much. Stay away from voting for Hillary. If you're voting for Hillary, stay away from me. I don't like Hillary, and I will not talk to you if you vote for her. Right? Actually, I don't care. But I prefer people not vote for Hillary and be my friend, or family member, to be honest with you, because she's a liar, and she caused the death of 5 Americans that I know of. 4 people in Benghazi, and Secret Service agent. Let me look at the name for it. I'm gonna see. Vince Foster. Vince Foster was a Secret Service agent who committed suicide days after being ridiculed by then Vice President Hillary Clinton, or not Vice President, First Lady, actually. Sorry, First Lady Hillary Clinton. I think Al Gore had a part in it too, but that was the Clintons' way of doing things. They belittled people that didn't agree with what they were doing. She made reference to his, if my memory serves me correctly, she made reference if he was half the. If he was as bad of a father as he was being a Secret Service agent, no wonder his wife left him and some other stuff and whatnot. Which, considering that Hillary's husband, our former president Bill Clinton, cheated on her multiple times before he was president and during his presidency, who the hell is she to talk? But anyway, that's it for me before I get on a tangent here. Have a good night, everybody, and God bless you all. Good night. This never shuts off here. See you all tomorrow. Good night.